I'm John Bodette. I'm the executive editor at the St. Cloud Times and Times Media. I've been there for 37 years. The award is the First Amendment Award, and it's for a professional for their work in trying to uphold free speech and to do things either as a member of the media or as a member of the community to try to promote the First Amendment freedoms that we all enjoy and yet never can take for granted. You know, people often think that we do this just simply because these freedoms are only for journalists. They're not. They're for all citizens. And while we might be among the most vigorous fighters to keep those freedoms open, we do it on behalf of everyone. The First Amendment to journalists, and that means that there will be a free flow of information, that we will do our jobs as journalists and free press unencumbered by government interference. It means that public meetings should be open. It means that public records should be available to citizens so that they have an opportunity to know how their tax money is being spent, how the decisions are. It's just part of our open society, and I think that the founders included this in the Constitution because they realized the important role that a free press provides in a democracy. The citizens are the ones who make the decisions. The citizens need unfettered information so that they can make those decisions. And that's where I think we come in.
My name is Bob Cowan. I'm a photojournalist at WCCO television in Minneapolis, and I've been there since 1970. A couple of the other panelists are, I feel lucky to be with them, really. They've done some amazing things that have really affected people's lives and shed light on areas that needed to be illuminated more. So it's more about investigative journalism. I brought a DVD with stories about Romania that we did in 1990 and 91. And those stories, took people to Romania, I think, and then showed some of the situations there. Life is very much different there.
The image of children rocking back and forth in their cribs, the image of an orphan in a bleak and crowded institution, an image that changed a Minnesota family.
I feel that those stories changed people's lives. In 1991, we started promoting the stories of our return trip there, and we found out through a voice message that a guy had gone to Romania with pictures he took off the television from our first set of stories, and found a particular child, and he spent a couple of months there going through all the legal hoops, and he brought that child back to Minnesota, and she's been living there with them for the last 20-some years. And to know that that particular child, her life was saved, really, by this family. And they've gone on, and we just found out this last fall that same family has adopted like another 12 kids from around the world, all special needs kids. And so it changed their lives as well as the little girls' lives. And it's one of those things where you realize that something that you did ignited a spark, and that spark spread to do a world of good.
And on this special day, she is the reason this family gives thanks. The question was asked. Bob Cowan, of course, was the photographer. Pat Weiland was the producer. And Pat asked Bob the other night, what would have happened if you hadn't taken her picture?
And if you hadn't seen Jan that day with the candy in his crib, too.
There are 130 stories like that in Minnesota. Kids who have new lives. It's going to be fun to watch them the next 20 years or so.
And they're really going to understand the meaning of Thanksgiving, aren't they, in years to come?
I think they will.